Hello folks, this is my 2010 Ls600hl. I thought I would record a video on my car because, well, this car in particular is very, very rare. Not only the fact that it's an Ls600, but this Ls600 has a dealer option trim level that is pretty well exclusive to this one and one other 2010 that I know of. The interior of this car is trimmed in a white wood, which, from what my local Lexus dealer tells me, this and the other 2010 that they got with this white wood, they had to special order these, and these were essentially one of ones, from what I understand. Some people have told me that they've seen others, but from what I know, this is pretty well one of one, in this pearl white color with this white trim. So we'll close the door here. I'll show you the white trim with the Lexus logo, puddle light. Has this beautiful, beautiful white trim here in the interior. It's very, very nice. And with this white leather, in comparison to the most common, which is the red wood with the black leather, in my opinion, this is very, very beautiful. This car, in addition, also has the digital screen. It's yelling at me right now because the key's in my pocket and not in the vehicle. So shut the door here with a nice thud. Let's go into the back. Again, the nice Lexus puddle light. This beautiful white leather with the nice white wood. So this car had the Executive Package 1, which means that it has all the seats. So we can fold this up. 3 seats in the back. But you fold this down and then you have your executive chair here with the ottoman, and has all the features. You can put the seat all the way forward, get in, fully reclined. It's quite nice. And you have the TV back here. Yes, so I know the Executive 2, which just had the 2 rear seats, and the middle seat was taken up by the Executive Package, had the TV in the roof. No, this one has the TV in the middle, and we get some storage here, and some HDMI inputs that you can actually play video games on this TV, if you'd like. So this leather, I have, you can hear the hybrid engine kicking on. You can hear the engine kicking on there to charge the hybrid. I have conditioned these leather seats twice a month, so they are, you can hear by the touch, you can't really see it on video, but they are very good condition. Yeah, I'll go over to the other side now. Coming to the passenger side here, we'll start with the rear. A little squeak from the door hinge to oil it. We have the nice Lexus puddle light. Again, with this beautiful, beautiful white leather, and then the white wood additionally. Up here, again, beautiful light white seats, leather seats. And in addition, this is something that I should show. So you have all your options here. And we also have, mother forgets to put this back. We have the massage, and we have the remote control for the TV. We have our sunshades, which I'll demonstrate here. For both doors. Put that guy back down because it's too dark. They're riding around with the sunshade. We have ventilated seats, heated seats for both sides. We have a massage function with multiple different speeds. We have another massage function. This is an actual massage. This is just vibrating. But this massage is only for the captain's chair. And then we have lumbar support for both seats. On to the driver's side now, where we enter. We're met with the nice puddle lights again. Once again, you can see the beautiful design on this door. Whenever I first bought this vehicle, I never really realized and took a look at the craftsmanship of this interior. But now that I really get to appreciate the design of how the leather swoops down into the door, and all of the wood connects, as you can see over here, the wood connects even into the back. It's a very, very nice design. Here we see all window switches are automated, as you'd expect in a vehicle like this. And as we move into the interior, we can see the battery is currently charging there. The engine is on. We can start with our mirror functions here. Automatic mirrors, as you would expect on a vehicle like this. We have the auto function here, so you can automatically have them close whenever you lock the vehicle, or you can close them and open them yourself. In addition, we have the heated steering wheel. We have our parking sensors. We have the eco mode for the vehicle, and we have the EV mode, so you can turn the engine off whenever the battery is adequately charged and just run on power alone. We also have the active headlights button, so we can switch off the active headlights. Down here we have a little storage cubby, which has a cool function where when you open it, this little LED light dims as it opens. You know, of course I didn't have to do that, but this is the Ls600hl. We have gas tank and trunk and hood latch. I wish this was electronic, but probably for liability's sake they did it manually. Here on the door sill, when you enter, it's very difficult to see. I'm sorry about that, but this trim is aluminum, no plastic here. We have our seat functions. Again, sorry for the difficulty to see. I'll adjust this. So we have this function for the front of the seat, in and out. We have lumbar support, back and forth, up and down. We can move the headrest from here and the back of the seat. And we have forward, backwards, rotating up and down. So moving on into the interior, we see that the rear TV screen is even trimmed in leather in here. We see we have our controls for the rear sunshades, both of them, and the very rear sunshade here. We have ventilated and heated seats, right and left. We have our comfort, normal, and sport mode, as well as the height high mode. We have traction control, hybrid, normal, and power mode. For hybrid is normal, snow, and power modes. These modes significantly change the way the vehicle drives. Doug DeMiro in his video didn't emphasize enough how much these change the way that the vehicle drives. In hybrid power mode, this is a completely different car. Snow mode is more for just whenever you're trying to get out of sticky situations and the wheels are spinning, but the difference between normal and hybrid power is immense. The vehicle completely changes once you switch to hybrid power. It emphasizes the electric motor a lot more than the engine in hybrid power, which means that this vehicle, which is 5,200 pounds gross weight, begins to feel like a little sports car. And I mean that truly. The instant torque of the electric motor means that this car, literally whenever I have it in comfort mode and hybrid power, if I give a little bit of gas, the whole front of the car just... It's quite incredible how this car can go. In here, we have some cords, but this is all, I forgot to mention, in here in the storage unit back here, all of these storage is lined in, not a suede material, but a very nice felt-like material. And then the top of it is all trimmed in leather, of course. And we have the standard infotainment here, which is the exact same as the Ls460, except for over here in the Gulf, we have special settings and different settings. We can also change this to Arabic, and you can see the very hot temperature here at 2 a.m. So it's really something. Also, we have, these dials are not plastic, these are metal, and they feel very, very nice to change the volume and change the track. They're very smooth, like this vehicle. We have more storage in here, which I have a coin in there. Even more storage here. And that pretty well concludes the front. Although there's obviously features that I'm missing. There's features inside the infotainment, which would take a little bit too long for my liking to go into. Something I forgot to mention is this vehicle's soft closed doors. That's not just on the front, it's on all four corners. We can see here with touch door fall. And you know, on some of the Mercedes models from this time frame, 2007 to 2012, the S-Class, I've been in a few, and I noticed that the soft closed doors are usually fairly loud. You can hear the mechanisms working. This car, silent. The quality is quite impressive, quite different from the new LS500. The quality, in my opinion, personally fell off from this generation to the new one. In addition, we also have these mirrors, which are auto-dimming, and they work very, very well. And this is pre-blind spot monitoring, so you'll see this line here. It's very difficult to see, but there's a line here. This section of the mirror is essentially your blind spot. It's you know, on camera probably just sounds like a normal mirror, but that section of the mirror has a different, I would guess, zoom per se, because in this section of the mirror you can quite literally see cars that are there. It's very impressive. You have essentially no blind spot with these mirrors. You can probably hear the fan going now as the car tries to cool itself down from warming up. And also, I would like to discuss this vehicle's ride. This vehicle's ride is, as you would expect for an LS, immaculate. It's really something else, in my personal opinion. This vehicle in particular recently just received all brand new air shocks and brand new suspension arms in the front and 2 stabilizer arms in the rear, because, you know, these vehicles, unfortunately, they do wear out after some time. And after the break-in period for the shocks and the rubber bushings, this vehicle now rides like a cloud, as they like to say. In addition, the braking performance is more than adequate. In the rear we have 4 piston brakes, and in the in the front we have 6 piston brakes to my right. These are different brakes from the LS460. I believe they're the same brakes as the LS460F Sport, which received bigger brakes, Brembos. These are the Brembos. In addition to those bigger brakes for the 5,200 pound curb weight, this vehicle also has the regenerative braking because it's a hybrid. It's very interesting. Whenever you let off the gas, the car immediately goes into recharge and it starts slowing itself down. If any of you have ever experienced an electric vehicle before, you will know what I mean. It's very, very nice. You're not, for example, these are the original brakes from 2010 and they still have 40% of the pad life and rubber life left. It's really quite incredible what these are capable of braking performance. In addition to that, the hybrid drivetrain of this car means that you are getting an unparalleled experience when it comes to the smoothness of driving. Once again, it's on par with the V12. You know, a V12, there's essentially no vibration here. With the hybrid motor and this very, very, very refined V8, it is essentially the same thing. At low speeds, you have 0 engine sound because the engine isn't on. Once the engine turns on, it's actually louder outside the vehicle than it is inside. The engine is essentially non-existent when you're inside the vehicle, and it's very, very smooth. But the hybrid makes it even smoother because at lower speeds, at least, it's prioritizing electric power over the engine. So it's incredibly smooth. It's like an electric vehicle because that's essentially what it's doing at low speeds. As I'm just looking at my crystal clear paint job here, I forgot that I should probably mention the reliability and the repair costs of owning one of these vehicles. As I've owned this for just about 1.5 years now, the previous owners did essentially no maintenance on the vehicle, well, other than your regular oil changes, 60,000, 80,000 kilometer services. Other than that, the previous owners did all but nothing. So I was left with a vehicle that I truly did enjoy, even though it had bad air suspension, bad suspension arms. There were some weird things with a vehicle like this you'd expect. You know, one of the horns was gone. What else now? Just very, very weird things, like this mirror, for example. This mirror wouldn't close sometimes, but so this mirror right now is actually brand new. This has been on for less than 2 days. And I would just like to speak on repair costs. Obviously, I do recommend that you get this vehicle with a warranty if you can. I understand that they're very old, but if you can get them certified from Lexus, then you can get a warranty of some kind that would be ideal. This vehicle's hybrid battery lasted until 2018. We're at 70,000 kilometers. It was replaced, and I do have a warranty until 2025 for the hybrid battery. But that replacement was 3,200 DR, which works out to be about 10,000 Canadian dollar, or around 8,500 American. So, it's very difficult. It's owning one of these, if it hasn't been replaced, it can go at any time, and it's quite a large expense. Although, the reason why this one went out at 2018 is mainly, a lot of people like to speculate, it's because 8 years, the warranty went away, and then it went, and then now the person has to pay out of pocket. No. Lexus recommends that you drive this vehicle once every 3 days. And unfortunately, this hybrid battery went out 8 years later at 70,000 kilometers. That's 70,000 kilometers in 8 years, my friends. That might sound like a lot, but that is really, truly in 8 years, not enough for what a hybrid vehicle should be driven. If I don't drive this car, if I'm not going to drive this vehicle for a week, I will go outside my house and I will start it up, and I will let it cycle through, charge the battery, and do its thing for about 5-10 minutes, and then I will turn it off. To some people that sounds like, it's crazy, your engine's going through heat cycles, but in reality, Lexus tells you that the hybrid battery will go bad if this vehicle is not run once every 3 days. So that is what I do for preventative maintenance of the hybrid battery. So now talking about suspension and suspension costs. Each air shock on this car is $1,500 US. Each suspension arm is around $150 to $300 US. There is 8 suspension arms in each wheel well of the front suspension. Unfortunately, every single one of these suspension arms will go bad. The air shocks were recommended to be changed at the same time that the hybrid battery was recommended to be changed, as on the Lexus vehicle log in 2018. So they did last some time, but you also have to remember I am in a desert climate where wear like this on air shocks is accelerated because of the sandy environment. It's harder on everything. It's harder on the seals, harder on everything. However, you also have to keep in mind that you replace these air shocks, you replace these suspension parts, and the car rides beautifully for another decade. So, in my eyes, that is a it's a necessary expense to experience a vehicle like this. And in my personal opinion, I have been in the new Ls600, and with this car with brand new air suspension, in my opinion, this rides much nicer than the new Ls600. The new Ls600 seems like it's trying to be a sports car. This knows what it is.